Good afternoon, dear friends. Um, this is Simi. Welcome to a slightly not very comfortable episode for me to cover because I want to touch upon a prevalent plague which is attacking homes, and it has a lot to do with struggle between men and women in their own homes. And it's a somber, serious topic, and it takes guts to talk about it. However, I've chosen to talk about it today, and I would like your feedback as to whether you would like me to cover more on this, or would you want to give this a skip and you may not be interested to hear about it. Then I can move on to something more interesting. एक सवाल मेरे दिमाग में हमेशा रहता है, because we are mothers of a generation where we are teaching our children to be more independent, including men. So हमारे बच्चे आज की डेट में खाना, चाय, पानी बहुत कुछ बना लेते हैं जो पहले के बेटे नहीं कर सकते हैं. एंड उसमें मेरा मानना है कि it has a lot to do with the upbringing that the mothers are doing, because the mothers realize that the children have to stay away if they pursue education, and a lot of nuclear families are coming up. So a boy, a man should know how to survive. Basic survival skills have to be in place. But however, what I do not understand, and I fail to struggle, I do struggle to figure why helping at home is still an option for men. हम रहते इकट्ठे हैं, मगर घर का सारा काम अकेले एक औरत के हिस्से क्यों आता है? So I feel that modern men have really not become modern at their core level, because their old habits have remained and there really hasn't been too much of a transformation. Since childhood, no formal training is given to men, and somewhere girls are taught to serve, and it is expected that the boys will be served. So that default behavior continues in adulthood, becoming a big paralysis for households, where a woman burns out faster than man, and coping with household responsibilities, and even for women who are working outside, it becomes a huge challenge, because she is able to do 2x the work and a man is doing half the work, because it is implied that if he's bringing home the paycheck, his responsibility kind of stops at that. And that is something we're all trying to figure out. Why is that so? उसकी responsibility सिर्फ उसकी कमाई तक सीमित क्यों है? So families don't really expect help from men. Have you noticed that? And also societies don't expect men to be accountable for the same reason. Comfort is protected at any cost, and as a result, women burn out faster, men remain younger, and then they pray, looking out for younger men for their thrill and excitement, which they don't get from their women back home, which they themselves have failed to protect. Of course, what I'm saying here is that men are drawn towards younger women who haven't yet reached their age. Yes, I'm smiling and talking about it, but it's a very hurtful experience to see a lot of women like me struggle as far as this unkind conversation and topic goes. And women are burdened with so much of workload. And for men, looking out, which is a temptation, is so much easier than helping at home. Younger women definitely love the perks which come from older men. They are their sugar daddies. And men, in return, love the attention and the validation that comes along in exchange. It's a two-way street. The man escapes from responsibility, and the woman, the younger partner, falsely admires the older man. So the perks way is working both ways. We all understand the concept of no bills equal to no accountability. Every man loves a woman with whom he doesn't share bills. The newness kicks in, the dopamine rises, and voila, we have a happy man breaking home, breaking their children, breaking their families with no sense of guilt, answerability, or responsibility. Repair needs regular hard work. Building emotional depth is sometimes not a priority for a family man. And admitting faults definitely dents the ego. So they would rather live with that than repair what is broken. And clearly, not setting boundaries by women ensures that the behavior of a man remains unchanged. Not saying women and men cheat, they both cheat. I'm not saying that one cheats and the other doesn't. But how they cheat is very, very different. And why they cheat, rather, is very, very different. So, the primary reason I feel that a man cheats is for validation and ego. They have an inherent desire to feel wanted. And as I said, when they don't share bills, then everything is so rosy at the other end. Men get bored with routine and they have a false sense of entitlement. And then again, a very important aspect is that physical focus leads to emotional attachment where men are concerned, which is very, very different, and the other way around for women. Emotional neglect for women leads to a woman quitting on a relationship. Once a woman leaves, she's likely never to come back. But once a man leaves, he can keep coming back, because a man sometimes is not sure. A woman leaves when she feels lonely in a relationship. You could be sitting with a partner physically present, but the emotional connection has left long back. And when that departure happens, be rest assured that the woman is gearing up to leave. And emo connect leads to a physical connect for women. So while men chase the thrill, women replace the void. And in all this rigmarole and all this experimentation that the man and the woman are doing, it breaks down generations, it breaks down families, it breaks children. So cheating is really not about gender. It's about gaps in character. I wish to bring short stories around this, provided you are keen to hear. And in case you think that this is a topic better left untouched or unspoken about, happy to let it go. So my dear friends and my viewers, please put in a feedback in the comment section. And if I hear a yes, I will unveil a story in parts. And I'll keep it short so that you're able to learn and enjoy and hear about true factual stories without getting or investing too much of time. It's not easy for me to also talk about something so heavy and sensitive. So hearing from you will only make things easier for me. Please come forward and share whether you would like to hear more on this or no. Thank you for tuning in today. And I hope to either add on or remove this completely from here. See you soon.